Welcome to Safe Action in this special edition in our Pew Pew Destination Series, where we travel around, check out cool firearms destinations, and we take you all along for the ride. I'm super stoked because this week we're in Charlotte, North Carolina, and it ain't for the chicken and waffles. We're here for A+R Tactics. Let's do it.
Most people are really big people that they come in with two common pain points. They are concerned about whether they'd be able to keep themselves or someone else safe while they're using a firearm. And then their second universal concern is would they make the right decisions. And the really great thing is that through this tech or training, they're going to be able to answer yes to both.
Well, Altonio, thanks for having us here.
Hey, no problem at all. Thank you for coming out.
Yeah, man, super stoked. Would love to hear about what you guys do, all the different types of training that you offer, the very unique training tools that you have. But before we get into it, I'd love to hear about your background.
Okay, Marine Corps from 95 to 99. Once I got out, my whole time in, I just had an urge of being a police officer. Came here, was a police officer for 18 years here, enjoyed it, enjoyed my time on, was on a lot of specialized units during my time. Some were violent crimes task force, gang detective. I was also a human trafficking detective attached to FBI, and I also was on the SWAT team for 13 of those years.
Wow.
So,
Okay, so a little bit of experience.
just a little bit.
Just a little bit. What do you guys do here that makes your training so unique?
Well, we do a lot here. We're able to, with these weapons, with the Glock 17Ts and also with the Blue Bolts from Force on Force, we're also able to add combatives along with the shooting. So we give you training on CQB, close quarters battle. It is not so much about shooting in here, it's about decision making. So,
Yeah, I mean, there's a big difference between stationary cardboard targets, versus a 360 training environment. So,
yeah, and then you gotta think about that too. It's a 360 training environment. The attacks can be anything from firearm, knife, bat, or just physical. And so it just gives you that, it lets you know where you're at and where you need to improve. If you come in and you run this without any mistakes or anything like that, either you're not pushing yourself or I'm not pushing you hard enough. And it's not, I want to catastrophe, but I want to push you to your limits. So you know, okay, this is my fail point. This is where I need to build from.
Pivoting a little bit, for the gun nerds out there, would love to talk about your training tools, because these aren't just normal firearms that anybody can get their hands on. Can you talk about these a little bit?
So these are Glock 17Ts. Of course, it's empty. You normally see them, they are completely blue. Weapon Works. This Cerakoted on this was really nice. But the 17Ts, they function all like a might as well say a real Glock 17. Yeah. Only difference is that they will not load or fire any live ammunition. The only thing that they will load and fire will be your force on force rounds or your simunition rounds. With your rifle, if you bring your rifle in, as long as it's an AR platform, we can switch your bolt out and put a blue bolt in, and now you can run your rifle through the scenario. So
your optics and your
optics, your everything. So you will know if you need more equipment or you don't.
Yeah.
A lot of times people come in and they run their rifle through the scenarios and through the training. They learn that they need less equipment, and it's usually just a sight and a light.
What's the velocity on the rounds?
The rounds come out at 400 feet per second, so they
feel it.
Yeah, they tickle a little bit, but it also lets you know. It's different if I'm using blanks and I'm saying I got you.
Thanks, man.
Hey, no problem at all. Thank you.
Appreciate you, and let's go get humbled.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, you wanna buy a magazine?
I really don't.
I just stole it. Boom, there. Now hurry up. Yep. Get it back around. Good job. Good job. This is because right now, you just missed. I'm on there, and you still missing. You are missing.
You good? Did you see the...
When I lived in Charlotte, I had wanted to get some self-defense training for my daughters, thinking they need it. And we started doing that several years ago now and realized I love fighting, love training it, love the fighting. Try to make it very, very real world, easy, very, very simple. But our background is in MMA, BJJ, Krav Maga when it's not choreographed. And then firearms. Also, I'm an NRA certified firearms instructor and race safety officer. And then I'm a registered nurse, so teacher civilian trauma response. And I love that too, because that's another way to empower people to be able to respond in crises. And there's a lot that our civilian population can be mobilized and capable of doing more than they think that they can. It's not as hard to learn as they think it is too.
So what would you say, let's say someone is getting into the space of self-defense, maybe they don't even know what they need yet. How would you help them with this overwhelming sea of all these potential tools and techniques and options to them, and filter that down to something that they should actually spend their time and attention on?
Yeah, it's a great question. I would say to avoid the things that are flashy, the things that look really great on Instagram. It is all going to boil down to whether it's in the house, on the mats, whether you're tucking firearms empty-handed, just decision making. It's going to come down to executing fundamentals consistently under duress. And the way that I could do that is if I keep pushing myself under a little bit of artificial stress, free up enough bandwidth that I can actually make decisions. People are shocked all the time in the house that they're tunneled in on one thing. They don't even remember that there's two other exits to the house. I have to be the type of person that the goal of my end result is strong enough that I'm willing to put in the time on the things that aren't necessarily exciting.
Yeah.
I promise it gets more fun the more that you're willing to train it, but understanding that I would avoid the stuff that's flashy, that's loud, or if someone says, all you have to do is this. It's never that easy, ever, ever, ever.
At least what I've come in contact the most with is people who, they kind of want to do the bare minimum. What would you say to that person?
It's really hard to show up again if you were in a class with a bunch of people trying to puff up their chest at you. You don't have a place. It happens with women in the firearms community a lot. It happens with people maybe that were civilians that didn't have military police. It doesn't matter. Everybody's there to learn something. And so find the people that would push you. And time-wise, it doesn't take as much time as you think if you're doing it effectively. I would also say probably a third point is there is no way around it. It absolutely takes time. Anything I wanted to put out is going to take some time with some dedication.
How do we get more women into the shooting sports and into self-defense, not feeling like unhelpless?
I would definitely try to help them find a place where they're supported, where they don't immediately feel stupid for being there, that they're taking up space, that they can't be a good training partner because they're not as big as that other person. You absolutely can. And then I think meeting people with their comfort zone. So I get women in a lot that think literally they'll come in for an hour lesson and they don't want to shoot. They just want to know how do I unload a gun if I gun a loaded gun, right? So respecting where they're at and then talking to them about their pain points. And you do not have to commit to making this the greatest passion of your life. You can enjoy it to your level, but you can be safe very quickly. You don't have to, it doesn't have to be something that you grit your teeth and just endure. And I think that choosing to train really is a keystone decision that impacts other areas of our life for sure.
Let's get to it. Well, that just about does it for us. Thank you guys for watching. I had a great time here at A+R. Never thought I'd have so much fun getting my butt whooped. Very humbling experience. But highly recommend you guys come out and train with them. The shoot house, vehicle stuff, rolling around on the mats, basics of self-defense. Very useful training, especially in a stressful force-on-force environment. So highly recommend it. Check them out on social media. Check us out on social media, and also tune in to our Wise Defender podcast. And until then, see you next time.